What's going on, Garage Gym Athletes? Today is episode's all about the human program. And as you can see, I am here in my garage. So this program is all about those Garage Gym athletes out there that want to reset their fitness, whether it's getting back into things, if you're a beginner level, even if you're at experienced level, but you just feel like your body needs a reset. This program, it's 7 weeks. It will start off a bit slow, and then we'll slowly progress up through the 7 weeks, getting harder and harder. It follows our body geometry system, as well as hitting all of the energy systems for conditioning. The program is 6 days per week, but the sixth day is optional. So after this intro, you're going to hear the team speak about the entire program at length, in full detail, talking about what our thoughts on the program, who can benefit from it, a little more details on the program, how it's slightly formulaic, and why anybody can do the program and should do the program. So it is going to be available as of posting this. It is out, and you will be able to access it through the app. If you are a current Garage Gym Athlete member, that you can access it for free in the training center on our website. But if you're not a current member, you can still access it. We'll have links posted in the video here and even on the website to sign up for the program. It should only be $7, but it's anybody that wants to reset their fitness, or just start out. If you're trying to find a program to start for this year, this is a great starting ground because it can be dialed into any level that your fitness is, and you really are the governing agent on the difficulty of the program. But feel free to ask us any questions. It is a really, really good tool and resource, and we hope you enjoy the program. And if you have any other questions after our full discussion after this, then just let us know. Hit us up in the comments.
So we're talking about the human program. Is that what I officially called it?
Human program. Yeah, I think you marketed it as the Better Human on the podcast, what was that thing called? Webinar.
Yeah, so we have a new program being released to Garage Gym Athletes. It'll also be available on garagegymathlete.com. It is called the Human Program. We're going to talk about kind of what it is, why it exists, and maybe more technicalities of accessing it and whatnot. Do you want to start with that, Joe? Do you want to mention the technical parts of getting access to this program? How does someone get the program? I think you would know. If they're a member, where do they find it?
It should be it's going to be on the website. I don't know where it's going to be, but we're just going to have the
training center, right?
Yeah. So we're going to have it listed in the training center for current athletes. So if you're a current athlete, not only do you get access to the app, but there's the training center where there's 10 other programs. Well, now there's going to be another program if you just want to do it in there and you don't want to mess with the Team Builder app or change your track or anything. You can just go in there. You can even take a look at the program. So that's where it will be for just like right off the bat on the 7th. We're going to have it in the training center.
Yeah. And I just want to be clear on that because we actually will be, if you want it in Team Builder, it's $1. And that's logistics on our end. That's also being able to give it to friends and family. There has to be this charge factor. And so that is happening. If you want it in Team Builder, whether you're a current athlete or new athlete, it's $1. If you're a new athlete, I don't think it's $1. I think we might be charging more than that for new athletes. And so that's how that's going to work. But if you do, you're like, I don't want to pay $1. I already pay a monthly fee. I get it. And that's why it's 100% for free in your training center account. And you can access it there at any time. But if you want it in your Team Builder account, like official track change, all that jazz, it's going to cost $1. And that'll make you pay attention and do the work. That's a big thing. And if you haven't been around long enough or been around me long enough, I don't like free things. When you pay attention is the little slogan I live by. And it's just so true. And so if this was just another track, I feel like it would be abused and not used. Even for people who are paying, but I didn't feel like it was right to not give our current members the program while they are paying a monthly fee. So that's why you do get it free in your training center, but Team Builder will be $1. So that's all the technical side of getting the program out of the way. And we will have like a page for people to sign up and everything on the 7th. So if you have friends or family members who you want to be a part of this or think that it'd be a good indoctrination program for them into Garage Gym Athlete, share it around and see if you can get them involved. I guess we can go into the overall, what the program is. And then if you guys just want to hit on any interesting findings or what you think of the program, or Joe, did you want to cover anything else?
Yeah, I got just one thing. If we set it up right, if you do the $1 track change, or if you have a friend that wants to start it and like say next week doesn't work for you, another reason why it's not a track change is because when you sign up for it, the program will start on the following Monday you start it. So in 2 weeks, if you say, you know what, now I want to start the indoc, I've gotten the first 8 weeks of this cycle and I want to do the indoc. Okay, then it'll start the following Monday versus jumping into the indoc a week late, because how the program kind of works, you need to start it from the beginning. You can't really just start it 2 or 3 weeks in, because it's on a pretty aggressive linear progression, but you need to start from the beginning and slowly ramp up. You can't just be like, yeah, I'm just going to pop in and do these last couple weeks.
Yeah, like all our other tracks, you can jump in at any time, right? And this one is not that way. If you jump into week 5, day 4, you're just gonna be in all sorts of pain and confusion if you didn't progress properly. And I've done a lot of these workouts, not all 7 weeks, but I was walking myself through some of this during fit weeks over the last year, or towards the end of last year, not over the whole year. And it gets pretty nasty, some of the energy system training. So when I say indoc program, don't think it's just like this, we're going to do 3 sets of 20 push-ups a day and then we'll call it good and do some light stretching and go for a walk. Like it's still a Garage Gym Athlete program. So what we have, I'll just break it down. It's 7-week program and it's 6 days a week. And if you are going to go optional, I think that was day 4. Let me look at here. No, day 6. So the 6th day was going to be optional. And so that's how that works. And it follows our body geometry format. And it starts off, I feel like every time I say something, I have to explain something further. Okay. Body geometry is something we developed to keep athletes healthy, safe, optimal. And it looks at different planes of movements. It looks at different muscle contractions. And it's just making sure that you're very well-rounded in your movement patterns. And when you do that, you are very much less likely to get injured. Like that's just how the body works. And so we're walking you through this progressive pattern week 1, day 1, in hopes that if you're an advanced athlete, this is a great reset. It's not beneath you. And that's what I want everyone to understand. Like I said, I've done a lot of this and there's nothing easy about it. You can make it as hard as you want to in your effort, in your intent when you go to do it. But it's a great reset for athletes who've been around for a long time. Maybe your body's just not feeling right. You're like, hey, I don't know what all the different contractions are, planes of movement, but that sounds nice. Like, let's try that out for a little bit. It will be a little bit like taking vitamins for your body. And so we walk you through that each day. So it's a strength day that walks you through everything I was just talking about with body geometry. And then the next day will be a conditioning day. And then the conditioning days, if you do all 3, are going to walk you through the 3 different energy systems. So you're going to do aerobic on the first conditioning day, alactic on the second conditioning day, and lactic on the last day. So that last one is the really crappy one. We like to call it the pain. And it's just really terrible. So if you wanted to skip something, that's the one that you should skip. Because that's going to be the worst one. And if you're a true beginner into fitness, you should skip it, because you're not actually going to benefit from the training, because you have to have a certain level of strength to be able to benefit from that energy system being trained. So that's the breakdown of the program. I could talk about this a lot more as we get into it, but I don't know, thoughts from any of you overall about the program, how you were thinking about using it, how maybe our athletes should use it, anything like that?
I think this is great. I think this is a great tool that a lot of people can utilize. I mean, you talked about you basically have been trying this out on your brother for a little bit. But just looking over the the course of just looking at over the next 7 to 8 weeks of it, it's really well thought out. And I love that you're strengthening your body in just different kind of movements that we typically, a garage gym athlete, sometimes don't see. And you start without, it's all body weight at first, right? And kind of really get a feel for your body. So just what Jerred said, like, even if you have been training for years, I feel like this is a great way to fix imbalances that you have maybe picked up from training, or you just want to kind of get back to the basics and kind of see like, oh man, I really should work on X, Y, and Z. Like, I mean, there's even one movement there that I really appreciated where you literally lift your leg and you're going to hold when just like a one-legged hold for a while, and it sounds super simple, but you have to do it and squeeze your core. And there's a lot of things that go into these movements. And so I really think it's really well thought out. And I love the supersets. I love that you're able to get in a lot of work and kind of like almost condensed, but not really. And then I think it's a really great mix of conditioning with the strength portions.
Yeah, I love the way it looks. I'm really excited about it for people. I'm excited for people to jump into this, both new people to come in and try this out as their kind of their first taste of garage gym athlete. I'm also excited to hear from some of our established athletes, from people that are already in our programming, who make the jump, go over here and do this and kind of get surprised by it. You know what I mean? Because I definitely think there could be instances where you get in here and you think that it's going to be, I'm glad, Jerred, that you said, like, don't assume that this is going to be easy for you, just because you've been around for a while, because that's just, if you've been around for a while, that that's not how we do things here. Is kind of my point, is like, you should know that if we're putting something new together, that it's going to challenge you. And so I really like that. And there's even some things in here that I've never even heard of. I don't even know what it is. So I might jump in here and try some of this new stuff out, like a curtsy squat. There's just a little, I saw that written on the program.
Every female's like, we've seen that.
I had to look up what that was. I didn't know that was a squat variation. There's a bunch of them out there, I guess. But yeah, so I know, things in here that even I, have never heard of and never tried before. So it's exciting. I like this, and I think it's going to be a great thing for everybody. Both new people and established athletes alike.
Yeah, so a little bit more about the program. So one thing that I like it because I like more simple and formulaic. It is very formulaic. So like Monday, you're going to be doing squats and lower body. Tuesday, you're going to be doing sustain. Wednesday's press and upper body. Thursday's gain. Friday is like a pulling and posterior chain day. And Saturday, sixth day, is the pain. Like that's the structure, but each week escalates. Each week the movements change a little bit. And another important thing to note is that you're kind of self-governing on a lot of these, which makes it good for both new and experienced people. That's why it's good for everyone, because there is an element to self-governing as long as you follow along and push yourself. So those things are important to note, but that's why I love it. It is 7 weeks. Then normally in our normal tracks, we have 3 weeks and then deload 4th week. This one does not have a deload because you're slowly ramping up from the beginning. So it's just 7 weeks straight, slowly increasing from there. And then on the 8th week, you can and should deload after you complete the program. Other important things to note, just for our experienced athletes, they're not going to be broken down into blocks. So that's something to note. So like, whereas, this superset is 1 block, this superset's 2 blocks, whatever it is in our normal tracks, blocks aren't broken down. You can obviously always cap, but that's just another thing to note as well. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I like because of the simplicity of it, the simplicity and effective. And if I had to describe this in 3 words, it would be that escalated quickly. And that's it.
Yeah, by week 7, it's a serious program at that point. But yeah, a good example of this not being easy, or the self-governing factor that you're kind of talking about. When I was experimenting with this, I had a friend come in town. He stayed with us for 3 days. Very fit individual, squats over 500 pounds, fast runner, like just a true athlete. And I was like, hey, will you help me do test some of these workouts while you're here. And he did one day that I had written, and we did lower reps, and it was more still in the body weight phase of it. And I think we were doing like 10 to 12 reps, and he finished it, and he was kind of like, I mean, dude, to be honest, I could do like another workout right now. That was not bad at all. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm not gonna change up too much. And so the next day I was like, all right, will you try another one? So, same format. I didn't like jump to week 7. I still kept it in the beginning, but then I just increased his reps on everything instead of 10 to 12 to 30. And he was like unbelievably sore the next day, like couldn't move. And so you really can play with this a lot. We kind of put the rep scheme in the middle of that, but if you need to go down or up, you can make this a lot harder. And if you don't want to have to put your brain into the program at all, you don't have to. Like, we have sets and reps there for you. But if you are on the more advanced side and you finish day 1, week 1, and you're like, this is too easy, just do more reps. I know it sounds like simple, but it's like crazy different how it can be when you're doing a single leg eccentric squat to bench 30 times each leg versus 12 times total or something like that. They're very different. So just know that and going into the program. And if you are a beginner, cap yourself on the reps if it's getting too crazy. And then the only other note, Joe said it's not in the blocks. You're probably going to have to time cap yourself on the energy system training, and that's fine. Because I wanted to keep it in true, and that's part of the reason we didn't block them. I wanted to keep it in true energy system training fashion. And to do that, there are set work and rest ratios in energy system training, like how much work you should be doing and how much rest you should be doing to truly benefit from energy system training. That's how you should do it. And in Garage Gym Athlete training, we stick to that 95% of the time. Sometimes we shorten those or lengthen them because of trying to stay within those blocks. And so I kind of removed that from my governor on programming here because I wanted to just put it in true energy system fashion. And if you're not accustomed to this, you're going to be sitting around sometimes and you'll be like, I am so fully recovered. I can go again. And you might be able to. If you want to make that decision, go for it. But that's the point of energy system training. There's supposed to be a damn near full 100% recovery between bouts, so you can actually give it your full effort each time, especially when you're in the pain zone. There's a lot of recovery needed. In the first couple of weeks, it doesn't really matter. You'll still finish in about an hour. But some of those later sessions towards week 7 could take you an hour and a half, but you're not working out truly for an hour and a half. There's a lot of rest in there. So if you can just do it how it's written, do it. If you need to time cap yourself, that's fine too. You're still going to get a lot of benefit out of doing multiple sets instead of all of the sets. But that's probably the last thing I have to say on energy system training. If you want to truly experience pure monostructural energy system training for 7 weeks, this is it, and it'll kick your ass.
Yeah, just one more final thing is another reason why it's good for newer people, or just things to note, is that most of our programs, we like you to have your 1 rep maxes set. And for this, you don't need it. So if nobody has a 1 rep max, you can just jump in. You don't need to do a testing day. You don't need to do anything of that. You just start day 1 and go.
Yeah, that's basically it. February 7th. Is that today?
That is today when it releases.
Yep. That is today. So you guys can get access to that now, whether you're a current athlete or wanting to be an athlete, prospective athlete, you can get involved with that program. But that's it. I'm excited for you guys to try it out, give some feedback, and see how things go. Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. If you want to learn more, go to garagegymathlete.com. You can learn about our training. Let us send you a copy of our book, The Garage Gym Athlete, or you can even get featured on the Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. Thanks for listening.